The BBC.
The British number one Johanna Konta has told BBC Sport that news that the Australian Open in Melbourne could be in doubt has come as a bit of a shock. Officials in Victoria appear unwilling to have international players arrive until the end of December, which will hinder their preparation time for the tournament.
Obviously, everyone was, I think, very much looking forward and kind of got their head around the December 14th date. It came as a bit of an adjustment, a bit of a shock, but I think, including Tennis Australia, I think everyone is obviously a bit frustrated. However, it's not under our control. It's not under Tennis Australia's control. It's a government decision.
At the ATP Tour Finals in London, Alexander Zverev and Diego Schwartzman both go in search of a first win in the tournament. Our correspondent Russell Fuller is at the O2.
Yes, Dominic Thiem has already qualified for the semi-finals with a round to spare. Neither Zverev nor Schwartzman would be able to do that today. Zverev, champion in 2018, had another bad case of the double faults in defeat to Daniel Medvedev on Monday. Schwartzman, the Argentine, made the Roland Garros semi-finals and is making his debut at this event. They'll be underway in half an hour. And then this evening, it's Novak Djokovic and Daniel Medvedev, hoping to qualify for the semi-finals. If results go their way, they'll be on 5 Live Sports Extra from 8 o'clock this evening.
Thank you, Russell. You can watch Zverev and Schwartzman on BBC Two, which gets underway at 2 o'clock. The Professional Footballers Association is setting up a new task force to further examine the issue of brain injury diseases in football. It comes after the son of World Cup winner Nobby Stiles said that football needed to address the scandal, while Premier League winner Chris Sutton has told us that football isn't doing enough. His father Mike, also a former player, has dementia, and Chris says he wants the guidelines around heading the ball in training to change.
Do you know what? It's not going to save my dad, and I don't know, whether I'm going to be affected. But it might save my children, and it might save future generations. These are very achievable points through the Charter, which I don't understand why football hasn't got behind before and doesn't seem to be getting behind now.
Meanwhile, 5 substitutions in the English Football League will now be permitted for the remainder of the season. The EFL board agreed the increase after consulting with clubs. It doesn't include the EFL Cup or EFL Trophy, though. Ross Byrne replaces the injured Johnny Sexton at fly half for Ireland's Autumn Nations Cup clash with England at Twickenham on Saturday. Byrne gets the nod over Billy Burns, who's on the bench. Meanwhile, scrum half Jameson Gibson-Park is selected over the experienced Conor Murray. Fiji's participation in the tournament, though, looks in doubt after 29 of their players tested positive for COVID-19. Here's Hugo Monnier on the Rugby Union Weekly podcast.
I think it's hard to see them actually get to play a game now for the rest of this tournament, and that's massively disappointing because they come with an incredible sense of freedom, skill that everyone loves.
And the Welsh Rugby Union have appointed their first black national coach, Warren Abrahams, to lead Wales women ahead of next year's World Cup in New Zealand. That's the latest from BBC Sport.
BBC Sport.